Today is January 4th, and today's quote is entitled, "Do the right thing." If we don't cave into Maya, if we do the right thing like Arjuna did, we will ultimately be happy and successful, no matter how long or difficult it is to do this. In other words, sometimes we know what the right thing is and we look at it and we think, I don't want to do it. Why? Well, it's too difficult, or it's going to take too long, or I don't feel like it, or I won't be happy if I do it, or it makes me uncomfortable, or I've never done it before, or I'm afraid I will fail, or so many reasons. The reality is, and this is super important, and you know this, but I'm just reinforcing it. The reality is that if you know what you should do and you don't do it, you could never be happy. It doesn't matter what you do, because inside you will feel conflicted. And until we are acting with integrity, which means until we're acting on our values, on our beliefs, until we're doing what we know we should be doing, we're not happy. It doesn't matter how many rascoolas you eat. If you're not living what you believe, inside you're not going to be satisfied. You're going to be conflicted. You're going to feel guilty. You're going to feel shame. You're going to feel remorseful. And until you do something to rectify that, you won't feel happy. Like psychologists might say, well, don't feel bad. But the reality is, unless you act according to your values, you will feel bad. You can't psych yourself out not to feel bad. Why would you even want to? Because if you do, you're not going to rectify your situation. Okay, don't feel guilty. You shouldn't feel. Okay, we don't want to feel guilty and be disempowered, but if we're out of alignment, we should feel guilty. So, very important principle. Do the right thing, because when you do the right thing, even if you don't want to do it, but ultimately because it's the right thing, because it's your dharma or it's dharmic, it's what Krishna wants, it's what Guru wants, ultimately you'll be happy. Just like I counsel a lot of devotees in marriage, and so they enter marriage in the romance mode, and basically romance stops like the day after your wedding. The romance is all up to the wedding, but after the wedding and you get home and the presents, it's like, oh, okay, I got to go to work tomorrow, and yeah, I got to go to work too, and it's like, and you both go to work at 7 o'clock and come home dead tired at 8 o'clock, and welcome to Grihastha life. The romance it reduces. And then the hard work starts. And what's the hard work? The hard work is the dharma of being a wife, dharma of being a husband. And that's where the happiness comes. By doing your duty, by sticking it out, there's a deeper inner satisfaction that I am being a good husband, a good wife, good mother, good father, being a nice person, being kind, doing what I should do to make this marriage work, because it's an ashram and I need to make it work. That's the dharma of being happy. We want the happiness of romance less than the happiness of dharma, and it's a mistake, because romance is flickering and romance is not perfect. But when you do the dharma, it's a lasting happiness. It doesn't mean like your marriage has to be made in heaven, but if you do the dharma of marriage, even if it's not a perfect marriage, you get that happiness. So that's true for anything we're doing. I may not like this service so much, but if it's necessary for me to do it, and I do it dharmically, dutifully, I feel happy. And that was Arjuna's position. So Arjuna was telling Krishna, I don't want to fight this battle because it's like it doesn't feel right to me at all. I mean, how right can it feel to kill your relatives? That feels really wrong. And I don't see any sense in this, because I'm going to kill all these men, and all these women now will be without husbands, and then they'll be exploited, and etc., etc. So from Arjuna's perspective, intellectually and on the level of emotion, of feeling, it seemed wrong. And Krishna was saying, basically, don't act on your feelings, and don't act on your so-called understanding, because your understanding is not correct, and your feelings right now in this situation are misguided. So because you're feeling compassion, compassion is a great emotion, but you're feeling compassion now, it's the wrong emotion for this situation. So don't go with your feeling, go with the dharma. The Dharma is to fight. The Dharma is not to be compassion. This is not a place for compassion. So actually what's going on in this situation, Krishna is saying, don't be swayed by happiness and distress. Basically, he's saying, don't be swayed by your feelings, by your emotions. Your Dharma is you, despite how you're feeling, you do it. And this is such an important teaching of the Bhagavad Gita. And it's so interesting how so many of us, we know this philosophically, but we don't get it because we don't act dharmically. We act based on how we feel. Well, I don't feel it anymore. I'm thinking of leaving her because, you know. That's not second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Second chapter of Bhagavad Gita is do the Dharma. Be happy in the Dharma, not happy in how you feel today. Well, I don't really feel like doing it, so I'm thinking I'm not going to really chant my rounds today. Well, why not, Prabhu? Well, I'm not really feeling it. No, it doesn't work that way. Chant them even if you don't feel like it. And when you finish your 16 rounds, you'll feel satisfied. You did your Dharma, you did what you're supposed to do. So it's a really important point, especially if you're going to be married or you are married, to not be focused just on how you feel, but be focused on understanding that so much happiness in the relationship will come by being dutiful. You can't deny the happiness of Dharma, the happiness of doing what's right.